Hey, welcome to Weld.com, home of TIG time. Hi, I'm Mr. TIG, and we're at the FabTech 2013 show here in Chicago, Illinois. And I'm walking the show, and I'm just looking for things that are related to TIG welding, things of interest, and something really piqued my interest. I was walking through here this morning, and I noticed that this camera here was showing some welding projects, and I happened to notice it was TIG welding. They had some electron beam welding as well, but I want to introduce to you Brian Hamilton.
Yep. Hi, my name is Brian Hamilton. I work for Intertest along with Visible Welding. We're displaying cameras at the show.
You know, I was noticing that there's some film up here that shows TIG welding, and they're adding filler material to it.
Sure.
And I also noticed that this is being used in areas where you can't visibly see, can't get up real close to see your part to weld, so the camera helps.
Yeah, cameras are generally used in welding as a telepresence for humans not being able to be there. So if you need to put eyeballs on a operation that is either not safe or just not physically possible to get a human being's eyes there, having cameras that can kind of get rid of as much of the light as possible and give as close to a view through a welding helmet as possible come in handy.
Well, you know, I do a lot of aerospace welding, and a lot of it's automated. Anytime you get into automation, the customer usually not only requires but demands good quality control.
Sure.
And I don't see any better quality control than to be able to say, here, this is how we welded your part. So I love your system here.
Yeah, having the ability to record the part and then send it over to your clients or your quality control people so they can verify the process, verify that you use the right equipment, the right amperage, the right material can be very useful.
Well, you know, I have a lot of viewers that like to do their garage welding and things like that, and I realize that this is pretty sophisticated equipment. It's going to hit a price point that's going to hit the real sophisticated welding, the nuclear power plants, aerospace and aircraft.
Sure.
So what I see here is this camera.
Right.
Can you tell me a little bit about the camera itself?
The camera has a 10x zoom lens on it, which gives you flexibility as far as where you need to mount it. In a lot of welding situations, you know, the user may want the camera very, very close to what they're welding, or they may want it, considerable distance away from it. So having a zoom lens gives that user the flexibility. Also, we have lights on the front of the camera, so when there is not a weld going on and there's not an abundance of light, you can still kind of see what the camera sees for framing the picture, making sure that you have the right target distance, etc. The camera has I believe 1 million to 1 dynamic range, which is much higher than anything you would see out of a standard camera. And when I say dynamic range, what I mean is the camera's ability to see very dark things and very light things in the same frame from across the spectrum of lighting situations.
Okay, now I notice you have, this must be an option or something, but actually, what is this pair of glasses?
So this pair of glasses is just a display. It's nothing more than that, but what it does is it gives us the ability to put this inside of a welding helmet so the welder can still protect their face. And to be frank, what we used it for is blind welding. So if you're in a situation where you might traditionally use mirrors to reach around a corner and weld something, pointing or positioning the camera on the other side of whatever is obstructing your view physically, and then using the glasses can be useful as far as orienting your stick and your torch.
Okay, now you just identified something. I've done a lot of mirror welding in the past. So what you're saying is I can put these on and orient my torch behind, and I can see through these glasses almost like a 3D, if you will.
Sure.
So I can see what's going on. Don't need my welding hood because I'm already shielded.
Correct.
And so I can add filler and do the weld blindly just by having literally these glasses on.
That's exactly what they're there for, yes. You could also put that same image onto a monitor, but it seems that the guys who are actually manipulating the things, having a close-up view kind of similar to the view that you would have in a helmet is useful, or at least they're used to it.
Okay, now if a company came here and says, hey, I'm interested. I want to buy this. What's your package and what's the starting price of your packages?
The way we sell it is as a system right now. So what you would get is the camera, some kind of length of cable, and a computer. Most computers have displays at this point built into them, but you can bring the image from the computer out to almost any display on the market. You could go buy a 50-inch TV from Best Buy and put it up on there if you want, but primarily what you're going to get from us is the camera, cable, computer to run it, and the software license. And it's roughly in the $10,000 range to start.
Okay, so it's reachable for any of the bigger companies that are serious about it.
Yeah, hobbyists would probably refrain, but any company that has a serious problem and they need to see something, yeah, I'd say that it's not out of reach for them.
Okay, well, listen, this is some really good technology, and I'm glad I found you. Hey, well, thank you for watching TIG Time. I'm Mr. TIG.